Hi, I'm Michael from Mind Body and welcome to this short talk on how to charge your body for more energy in your life. Imagine what you could do in your life if you had more energy. On average, people lose 50% of their energy levels between the age of 30 and 70 years of age. Imagine what you could do in your life if you had some or most or all of that energy back, or if you didn't lose that energy in the first place. What could you achieve in your life? I suffer from social anxiety for over 25 years in my life, and it's all the work that I do now in clinic that has helped me to overcome anxiety. And when I was suffering anxiety, one of the biggest things for me was a constant drain on my energy because it was an everyday occurrence for me, and that's just draining my energy. So when I did overcome my anxiety, and I got so much energy back in my life. And today I'm going to give you some tips on how you can charge your body for more energy. And I'm going to talk about one of the most amazing technologies, wellness technologies now available for people to bring more energy back into your life. Our cells give off what's called photons of light. The more healthier a cell, the more coherent that photon of light is coming from our cells. The less healthier the cell, the more incoherent the photon of light is coming from our cells. We now have the wellness technology that can measure the photons of light coming from your cells to show where energy levels are low for different organs and glands in your body, where there's energy blockages in your body, and where emotions can be affecting your health. And this is what I'm going to take you through today and to talk about it. And also, as we go through the talk, I'll be giving you little tips you can introduce to your day-to-day life to give you more energy in your body. The name of this amazing wellness tool is called NES Health Bioenergetics Wellness Tool that now gives us the ability to scan your body's energy system using voice character recognition, all from the comfort of your own home, in a matter of seconds. I will now just take you through the system so you can understand how it works. So this is the NES Health Wellness System, and after doing your scan will be uploaded to my account online. So everything is available online, and also after your scan you will get a full detailed report like what you're seeing here now on the computer screen. When looking at how our body functions, you can compare it to like a guitar out of tune. The physical guitar is fine, and the strings of the guitar are fine, but the sound, the frequency coming from the strings is not correct. So you need to tune the guitar to get it back into the correct frequency. So it's similar to our bodies, from physical, mental, emotional traumas in our life. Our body goes out of tune. So the strings in our body go out of tune, and we need to tune them to function better for us. And that's what the body energy scan is doing. It's identifying the strings, so the organs and glands in your body that are out of tune. And it rates them in a priority order. You can see here in the top left where it says scan priority, it goes low from white to high priority, purple. And it's mainly the purples and the oranges is where we mainly focus our attention on, that these are the strings in your body that need the most tuning at this point in time. On the first screen here, we're focusing on energy source. So it's where we get our energy from. The first area that goes over is our diet. And one of the important things about diet is that we're eating a clean, healthy source of food. So ideally, you want to be eating organic. And we can get organic foods now in most supermarkets, and in Lidl or Aldi, they all provide organic food. So gradually switching your diet to organic foods. Also eating whole foods. It's about cutting out processed foods, cutting out sugars, because all processed foods and sugars can create an acidic environment in our body. And when we've got an acidic environment in our body, that means that the bad bacteria in our digestive system can thrive. So focus on eating more healthier whole foods, reducing or cutting out processed foods, reducing sugar intake as much as possible, and looking at foods that are not grown by using herbicides and pesticides. An organic source or growing food in your own garden is the best source of that. Next, it goes into hydration. Is your body hydrated? And it is very important that we have sufficient levels of water in our body. And that's because our body is charged, the water in our body is charged by light from the sun, which I'll go through in a minute. And this is within our cells. In our cells, we've got something called structured water. And the more structured water we have in our cells, the more our cells are going to function better for us. And when our cells are functioning better for us, that means we've got more energy in our life. So focus on drinking a healthy source of water every day. Usually for people between 1.5 litres, 2 litres. Depends if people are doing a lot more exercise, well then they need to take on more water. And also the source of the water, ensure that it's a clean, healthy source of water. The next then goes into is movement. Are we getting enough movement in our day-to-day life? Are we doing too much movement? Because we all need exercise to charge our body. And again, it goes back to the cells in our body. There's something in our cells called mitochondria. And it's the mitochondria in our cells that produces energy for us. So the more movement we get in our body, the healthier the mitochondria are going to be in our cells, meaning we produce more energy. The more sedentary lifestyle we lead, the less healthier the mitochondria are going to be in our cells, and that means we're going to produce less energy. So it's about getting movement daily in your life. The next area it goes through is around oxygenation. So this is to do with getting enough oxygen in our bodies, and this is around how we breathe. Ideally, we want to be breathing into our belly. And usually, majority of people tend to shallow breathe into the chest. And every breath we take in, 25% of that oxygen is used by the brain. So you can imagine if you're not breathing efficiently, you may not be taking enough oxygen to supply the brain sufficiently. You may not be taking enough oxygen to flow through the muscles in our body, and also in our cells. We need a good level of oxygen in our cells. Again, the more oxygenated cells we have in our body, the healthier the cells will function. The healthier the cells will function, then the healthier organs and glands will function in our body as well, and our mitochondria in our cells will produce more energy for us. So focus on taking time to take deep breaths into the belly. One of the good things to do is something called box breathing. For this, you're counting, breathing in to the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, and breathing out for the count of 4, and then holding again for the count of 4. When you're practicing this, place one hand on your chest and a hand just below your ribcage on your belly. And you want to focus on raising your belly first. For somebody who's been shallow breathing to chest for a long time, it can take practice to adjust your breathing to breathe into your belly, because we've been so conditioned to breathe into our chest, so it takes time. So it's best to do this when you're lying down. Place a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly, and then just focus on breathing into your belly first of all. Or otherwise you can do just standard breathing, but on a count of in for 5 and count of out for 7. So when we breathe out for longer, it helps bring our body into more of a relaxed state. As you can see here, there is a purple here for day. So again, we're looking at the priorities. So the purples is the highest priority. So that's the highest priority in the body, the area that needs most tuning. So there's a few purples along here. So you can see here in the bottom left, it goes into day and night. And this is related to what's called our circadian rhythm, our natural inbuilt body clock. Again, going back to the water levels in our body. In our cells, as I said, we've got what's called structured water. And the more time we spend in the daylight, out in sun, that helps to charge the structured water in our body. So it's important that we get light in through the eyes. So if you wear glasses or contact lenses, it's good to remove those for a certain period of the day. As we're focusing on what's called a circadian rhythm, this is a very important clock in our bodies because it helps to manage so many processes in our body. And if our body is out of its natural circadian rhythm, we're going to have issues with sleep, we're going to have digestive issues, we're going to have issues with hormone balance, we're going to have issues with how we deal with stress. So it's very important to have a circadian rhythm that's working well. And this is all based on getting daylight at the correct time of the day. In the morning, the sun gives off the full spectrum colours of light. But one of the important colours is blue light. Ideally, in an ideal world, we need to be getting daylight in the morning between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. And we need to be getting the light in through our eyes, because then that hits specific cells in the eyes that sends a signal to the hypothalamus in the brain. Then that regulates a whole lot of hormonal processes in the body that regulates our body for day-to-day activity. If you can't get daylight between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. in the morning, you need to be getting daylight at least before 10 a.m. So the earlier you can get your daylight, it's going to help you sleeping at nighttime. Because you can think of our body as a 24-hour clock, and if we're in the correct rhythms with the rise of light and going dark in the evening, our body will function better for us and we'll have more energy. Because again, when we're in our correct natural body's rhythm, we will sleep better at nighttime. And it's at nighttime when our body heals and repairs. So the next one here goes through night, and this is associated with getting deep, healing, recoverable sleep at nighttime. Because at nighttime is when our body goes through a healing process, so all the cells in our body go through a repair cycle. And also our brain goes through a detox at nighttime. It's called the lymphatic system. If we're not getting a deep, healing, rejuvenative sleep, our body is not going to be recovering sufficiently at nighttime, and our brain is not going to be detoxing sufficiently at nighttime. And particularly for the brain, it'll lead up to what's called plaque buildup in the brain, and later in life then that can lead on to brain conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So that's what the latest research is showing. So that's why it's so important that we're getting a good quality sleep at nighttime on a consistent basis. And getting light during the day helps with our sleep at nighttime, because again, it's getting our body into this natural circadian rhythms. The next purples you can see here, priority areas, are to do with what's called the magnetic fields of the Earth. The Earth gives off specific frequencies that helps our body to heal. And when our body is out of alignment with those frequencies, it can have a lot of impact on our health. Like something that people may experience is around the full moon. People can have a disturbed sleep, and that's because there's a magnetic pull between the Earth and the moon. There's something in our body called magnite, and if our body is out of alignment with the magnetic fields of the Earth, it can have issues with our nervous system, it can cause disturbed sleep, it can cause issues around focus, concentration, a lot of not feeling secure in our body, and also can be related with liver and large intestine issues. The next area here then is related to polarity. Again, you can see it's the purple, that's the high priority at the moment. Polarity is to do with the charge in our body. Ideally, our body should have slightly negative charge. In our cells to function well and to provide enough energy for us, we should have slightly negative charge in our cells. And when we have too much positive charge in our body, that's going to affect how the blood flows. It's going to affect how the cells in our body function, because they won't be working correctly. So To bring negative charge into the body, we need to be connecting with the earth more, because when we go barefoot, ground ourselves, we're bringing that negative charge into the body. So some people might experience a lot of static shocks when they touch things. That could be an indication of too much positive charge in your body. So it's important for you then to connect with the earth, connect barefoot. And one of the best places to do that is at the beach, walking on the water, through the water, or being in nature, walking barefoot in your garden. You can just do it for 15-20 minutes a day, just having your feet on the grass in your garden, and you're connecting barefoot with the earth, because the earth has a negative charge, and once we connect with the earth, it brings that negative charge into our body, and that then helps our cells to function better, and that will help us to provide more energy for our body. So it's a lot about eating the correct foods, eating healthy organic foods, about movement and oxygenation, about breathing efficiently to bring more energy into our body. And one of the most important things is bringing our circadian rhythm back into balance, and that's about getting daylight earlier in the day. We need to be getting at least 1 hour of daylight a day, and we need to get a lot of that earlier in the morning. And going back to nighttime, as I mentioned, the sun gives off blue light in the morning, but it does not give blue light in the evening. However, with the lifestyle we lead now with technology, we're getting that blue light from our devices. So anything with a screen, a computer, an iPad, a laptop, or iPhone, or TVs, we're getting that blue light from that screen, and that's sending the incorrect signal to our bodies, and that is disrupting our circadian rhythm, and then that's going to have a negative effect on our sleep. That will then have a negative effect on our body healing at night time to produce more energy for us the next day. So there's a particular type of glass, blue light blocking glasses, that you can get when you're on devices or watching TV. You can wear these glasses, and that helps to reduce the amount of blue light that's hitting your eyes at night time. So it's very important that we reduce the amount of blue light we're getting in the evening, and we get that daylight earlier in the morning. Even though it's a cloudy day, it's still important to get out. Even if it's a wet, cloudy day, get out in the morning, connect with the earth. And you can do all that in the morning, or exercise in the morning. Go out for your walk or run early in the morning. And it's important to allow the light in through the eyes. So if you're wearing glasses or contacts, take them off for a while to allow the light to hit directly on your eyes. The next screen we're going to go through is what's called energy strength. And this is going through the different organs and glands in the body. So it goes through the order in how the fetus actually develops in the womb. The first one here is ED1, source energy. So this is like our life force energy. This is our chi energy we get from our parents. And this is very important for charging our body. Next goes through the heart imprinters for imprinting information into the cells. Then the cells develop. Then the nervous system develops. The blood circulation develops. The heart, the lungs, the stomach, the muscles, the skin. So again, you can see the skin is a purple here. You can see immune system is a purple here. The spleen and the pancreas. So these are all high priority strings within the body that need support right now for this scan. All these areas then have connections with different issues that a person may be experiencing in their life. So once we do the scan, we can dive deep in to see what is going on within the person's body. What areas are not getting enough charge within the cells, and that means the cells then are not giving off the correct frequency, the correct photons of light. Because from physical, mental, emotional traumas in our life, the DNA imprint of the cells may get damaged. And that means then that the photons of light, the frequency coming from the cells, is not optimal. And that was what the system is showing us here, that the photons of light from the cells connected to the skin in the body. And this is not just the external skin, it's also connected with all the internal lining of the digestive system, the different glands in the body, the ears, nose and throat. It's connected with every part of the skin, inside and out. and all the cells connected with the immune system are showing up that they're not resonating at the correct frequency, the spleen and the pancreas. So this may then, over time, mean that the general function of the pancreas may not be optimal. So it's about tuning the strings for the pancreas, tuning the frequencies from the cells of the pancreas so that they resonate at the correct frequency, and then that helps the pancreas to function better over time. Next screen then we're going on what's called energy flow, and these are information pathways in the body, similar to what's called the meridian system. As you can see here, you've got the large intestine, the heart-lung pathway, small intestines, the heart, the bladder, the kidney, the gallbladder, the liver, triple burner, circulation, stomach and spleen. And you can see as well that there are a few purples here. So for the bladder, when this is shown here as a purple, it's an indication that information is not flowing optimally on this pathway or meridian. So it's like a poor mobile phone call. Parts of the conversation are getting dropped. Then here in the image, we can see the different parts of the body that are also connected with the bladder. So when the bladder is shown as a purple here, it's indication information not flowing freely to all these other points in the body. So you can see the sinuses connected, the nasal cochlea is connected, the bronchi, the lungs is connected, the ileocecal valve and the intestines are connected also. And then you can see the digits is going from 0 to 3, and it goes up as far as 4. 4 is the highest priority. So these are the main areas being affected with the miscommunications in this bladder pathway meridian. So you can see when you click on the plus, it goes deeper into what's called the lymphatic system. So again, you can see here the tonsillar ring field in the lymphatic system is a high priority 4. So this has been most affected by the lack of communications within the bladder meridian. Going back out of that again. So go down towards the bottom of the icon there. We're going to click on the plus here, and this goes into the prostate. And for women, then it goes into the ovaries. So you can go deeper into different parts of the body. So the next one here is the liver. For the liver as well, the liver is also connected with the eyes. So when people have an eye condition, sometimes it's look at the liver to support the liver to help with the eyes. And you can see the connection here. So when it's shown as a purple here, it's indication the information flow on the liver pathway meridian is not optimal. And you can see these areas here connected. So over the liver, there's a plus sign, and we'll go deeper in here. So you can see here in the liver, there is a high priority 3 for the lymphatic field within the liver, and for the pleural cavity, a high priority 4. So these are areas that are being affected by information flowing incorrectly related to the liver. We'll then go into the eye, and we can see here it's only 0 and 1, so there's no high priorities here. And then we just go into the brain and see what's coming up here. So you can see here in the hypothalamus field, it's a high priority 4. So this is an indication as well that communications from the hypothalamus is not flowing optimally, which is also connected with flow information for the liver. In the next screen then, we're going into what's called the mind-body connection. And this is a lot to do with trapped emotions in the body. Because everything has a frequency in our body. Even the emotions trapped in our body has a frequency as well. And these also are shown up in our scan. So particularly from NB1, NB2, NB3 and NB4, these are the top 4 areas that show the trapped emotions in the body. So NB1, that's connected with emotional conflicts around theme of survival, existence and family. So again, it goes from the priority from 0 up to 4, 4 being the highest priority. So you can see here on the top left, request 4. And if you click on that then, it shows the connection in the body, the point in the body where that's related. That's related to the pharynx. And the emotion then is ignored request. So this shows you where trapped emotions are related to specific parts in the body. And over time, if we don't help to clear these emotions, it can build up to something going on for a person in that part of the body. So you can see here for how it's related. So a past emotional shock or conflict in which something was said or seen and has got stuck in the throat and cannot be brought up, expressed, and thus cleared, resolved. This may be around getting hold of, obtaining, achieving something. Example, a child asking for affection and being refused. Then, as an adult, finding it hard to ask, stuck in throat for affection. With these points then as well, where the emotions are blocked, there's also affirmations that people can say. And this makes the healing process much more deeper and more effective for people. You can see here there's another 4 which is related to the pancreas. You can see it's related to the pancreas, and that's around the emotions of disgust and resistance. So an emotional shock, trauma or conflict related to resistance against the person, situation or institution representing an authority driving someone to do something against their will. And again, for all these trapped emotions, there's affirmations for people to say as well that helps to clear these trapped emotions. In NB2, that then goes into related to emotional conflicts around theme of self-devaluation. And you can see here, there's a number 4 here, and that's related to the spleen. And the emotion is around blood. So a past emotional shock, conflict, or traumatic event involving blood. This may have been a witness to an event in which blood was spilled, or it could be blood lost from the self, such as an injury, transfusion, operation. And again, there's an affirmation to help to heal as well. So NB3 then goes into themes, rates the emotional conflict around the theme of attack on one's integrity. And number 4 then goes into emotional conflicts around themes of territory and separation. So here, there's number 4 here, top priority, and that's connected with the coronary veins and arteries. And it's around territory loss. I fought and lost. So from this screen here, you can see where there's trapped emotions in the body, and they're shown up as priority number 4s. And these are emotions that need to be relieved, cleared. And that's all part of the system helping to clear these emotions. Another one here, you see liberator. And these are patterns from the past that keep coming up in a person's life. And it's shown as a priority here. So there's patterns from this person's past that need to be cleared, need to be released. It also goes into ESR, emotional stress release, peace, love, and chill. These are all for clearing deep healing emotions and traumas experienced in a person's life. In the next screen then, it goes into what's called energetic immunity. And this is connected to what's called specific terrains in the body that need healing. Going back to the energy strength screen, we've got our immune system. Our innate immune system helps us to fight colds and flus and connect with the spleen as well for immunity. However, energetic immunity icon goes deep into what's called terrains in the body, and these are specific areas that need healing. You can see there's a priority purple here, and that's around the nose, throat, bronchi, and lungs. And this is like connected with colds and flus and infections. So this is an indication that these particular areas in the body need deeper healing. So it goes through the central nervous system, it goes through different parts of the immune system. So again, for the nervous system here, that's related to the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. So it's an indication that these parts of the body need deep healing. It also goes through CFS, which is related to chronic fatigue. The parts of the body that are related with that. So you got the pineal gland, the thyroid, the liver, and the pancreas. It goes deeper into areas of specific healing for the stomach. It goes into fungus and bacteria, and also what's called the glial cells. These are the healing cells that send healing messages throughout the body. And it also goes into what's called the autoimmune system. It goes deep into that, the autoimmune system, showing that that needs healing, and also the lymphatic system. The next screen then here, Energy Renew, shows where there's energy blockages in the body. So you can see number 32 here is connected with the hypothalamus. And then EI8 then, you can see the blue lines here, shows up the information pathway or meridian. So this is also connected back with the energy flow stream. EI8 here is the liver. And you can see here the hypothalamus under the liver is a high priority 4. So this is showing where there's a blockage of energy flow on the liver meridian, and it's at the point for the hypothalamus. So these points here then, number 44 is the tonsils, 48 is the pharynx, 52 is for the coronary veins and arteries, 43 is for the spleen, 42 is for the pancreas, and then for the back of the body, 49 is related to the skin, and 26 is related to the brain. So there's a device then that I use for helping to clear these energy blockages with clients, and I can use this device either in clinic with people or through distance healing. I also use this device to clear these energy blockages then as well. So based on the scan, the system then recommends the top 5 priority areas that need to be tuned the most. So the top 5 strings that are most out of tune in your body. And we can see here from this scan, the skin, the immune system, the pancreas, the bladder meridian, and see colds, flus, and infections where the deeper healing is needed. So these are the top 5 areas that need support. Based on this then, there's bottles of drops. So there'll be 5 bottles of drops called infoceuticals that people will then take on a daily basis. And people generally take 15 drops a day into some water from each of the 5 bottles. The bottles then last just under 4 weeks. And when the bottles are finished then, people will come back and do another scan to see what areas of the body then needs support, what strings in the body are out of balance and need to be tuned. It is recommended to do at least 6 scans, so that's average 1 scan every 4 to 5 weeks for just over 6 months. And it's about building the energy. Initially it's about building up the energy reserve in the body to charge your body for more energy. And as people progress then through the sessions, through the scans and taking remedies, they gradually start to see their concerns gradually dissipate and gradually building up their energy levels, tuning the frequency of their cells to provide more energy for you and for your life. So thank you very much for your time and watching this talk. I hope you picked up some valuable tips there, particularly about getting light early in the day that helps be more charged in your body and get more sleep. If you'd like more information or to arrange an appointment, you can check my details, which will follow just after this. And the next step then is just giving you access to create your account, and then we can arrange a time to do your body energy scan. And the body energy scan can be done either from your own home, or if people would like to come into clinic, we can do the body energy scan in clinic as well. It's exactly the same scan that you can do from your home or in clinic. So again, if you have any questions or like more information, you can contact me on the following contact details. Thank you again.